to meditation. So meditation is actually a natural state of being that we all are in essence. There's different techniques basically to come to that state of awareness within ourselves. Um, and so you can use the breath, use different sounds, different objects, as a technique to come into that inner recognition of who you are, that inner state of being, natural state of being. And so in this guided meditation, I'll be using 3 different techniques. We'll be starting with the breath awareness, then moving to the third eye awareness, which is the point in between the eyebrows. And then there'll be a contemplation and inquiry into finding out who we are, the very essence of our existence, and resting, contemplating, and resting in our natural state, in a natural state of meditation. So you can follow the guided instructions from start to finish. If you wish to just stay with the breath, you can do that. If you wish to stay with the third eye meditation or contemplation, you can do whatever you wish, really, doing what you feel most comfortable and natural to you. And some of you may practice your own meditation techniques, and then you can just use this space as a support to your own practice to, practice meditation in a group. Okay, so I think we'll make a start. So, yep, sit down in a comfortable posture. Try to keep your spine straight. You can have your hands in any posture, grasp them together, or in a certain mudra like this on your lap, and just close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, just allow your attention to come to the breath. I'll be placing some instructions on the screen for each of the techniques. So if you need to recap or view the instructions, you can do. If not, just listen to my guided meditation, the guided instructions as I guide you through this process. And so now just closing your eyes, bringing your attention to the breath. First, bringing your attention to the nostril area. At the nostril area, you may feel the sensation of air coming in through the nostrils as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, feeling that sensation of air passing back out the nostril as you exhale. So just allowing your attention to be at the nostril area and just observing that sensation of breath. As the breath comes in, you can feel the air passing in through the inner nostril. And as you exhale, you can feel that air passing back out the nostril. And so just watching the sensation of breath at the nostril area, just being a witness to the breath coming in and out. If you find it difficult to be aware of the breath at the nostril area, then you can initially start with placing your hand on your abdomen area. And as you breathe in, you can feel the rise of the abdomen area as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, you can feel the abdomen area fall inwards. So if you find the nostril area difficult to concentrate on, you can focus your attention at the abdomen area near the navel and just feel the breath, the abdomen moving in and out as you inhale and exhale. If you do focus at the abdomen area, once your concentration deepens, bring your attention to the nostril area and observe that sensation of air passing in and out the nostrils. Watching the breath coming in, watching the breath going out. So give yourself this time for meditation, giving yourself the permission to let go of any thoughts you may be holding on to, thoughts of the past, thoughts of things you've got to do in the future, any memories you might be having, any beliefs, inhibitions you may have about this session. Any fears, emotions, just letting everything go. And just allowing yourself to be present to the breath in this moment. Allowing your attention to be fully present to the breath as it naturally comes in and out. Not having to alter your breath in any way. Just being in a state of observation, just witnessing without trying to alter, without trying to change or judge in any way the breath, or interpret the breath in any way, but just seeing the breath as it is in this moment, naturally coming in and out. And your attention will habitually move to different thoughts, different sensations in the body, to different emotions, different sounds and sensory experiences. So whenever you recognize your attention is not with the breath, and you notice your attention is caught up in some thought, in some story, or in some sensation in the body, some pain or different feeling in the body, or some emotion, just recognize for that moment, just be present, just be aware of whatever experience you're having, aware of that thought that you're having, aware how you might be identified and reacting to that thought. Pleasant experiences we may be trying to grasp onto, unpleasant we're trying to push away, just observing this tendency to unconsciously identify and react to our experiences. And then gently guide your attention back to the breath at the nostril area. In this way, each time your attention is caught up in some thought or another experience, you bring your self-awareness to that experience, to that thought, to that emotion, and see how you're identifying and giving your attention, your energy to that thought, emotion, how you may be reacting, identifying with that experience, and then bringing your attention gently, guiding your attention back to the breath at the nostril area. Some of you may feel that sensation of air passing through the left nostril more, or maybe the right nostril. Some of you may feel that sensation of air through both the nostrils equally. So you probably can find that as you go, the breath becomes more subtler. You'll find a space at the left or right nostril where you feel that sensation of air the most, and focus your attention deeper and deeper at that space in the nostrils, and just observe that sensation. Watching the breath coming in, watching the breath going out. And as your attention stays more and more with the breath, naturally feeling a sense of calmness and tranquility in the mind and body. And so for the next few minutes, just practicing in this way in silence. Each time your attention gets caught up in different thoughts, different emotions, different sensations in the body, just become self-conscious of where your attention is, what experiences you're identifying with, reacting to, becoming more self-aware of where our attention habitually moves to, and then bringing your attention back to the breath at the nostril area, and just watching the breath without trying to alter it in any way, just observing it as it is in the moment and absorbing your attention into the breath. So just practicing in silence for the next few minutes. Noticing where your attention is in this moment. If your attention is with the breath, just observing the breath coming in and out. If your attention is with some thought or emotion, just becoming aware of that thought or emotion. Becoming aware of how you may be identifying, creating a sense of I identity around that particular thought, emotion, belief, or experience. How you may be reacting to that experience, engaging with that experience, and just being aware of this. And then bringing your attention back to the breath. And normally our mind is habitually, our attention is habitually unconsciously moving to different thoughts and experiences continually. Now we're learning to use our own will to focus our attention on a particular object, being the breath in this moment. Training our attention in this way, developing concentration, and at the same time becoming more conscious of where our attention habitually moves to, becoming aware of the different thoughts and emotions we're engaging with habitually, and training our attention in this way to come back to the breath, to use the breath as an anchor for our practice. using the breath to ground you in this present moment experience without allowing your attention to move into the mind. And now we're moving to the second stage of the meditation, the third eye meditation. If you wish to just stay with the breath awareness and just observe the breath of the nostril area, then you can continue with this practice. If not, you can follow the instructions for the third eye meditation. And so still aware of the breath at the nostril area, still aware of the breath coming in and out. And as you're aware of the breath, feeling the breath as a movement, a flow of energy. As you breathe in, feeling that flow of energy moving up the nostrils and coming to the point in between the eyebrows. And as you breathe out, feeling that energy concentrate at this point in between the eyebrows. So still observing the breath, but now feeling, visualizing the breath as a flow of energy. As you're breathing in, your attention and the breath energy moving to the point in between the eyebrows. And then as you exhale, just allowing your attention to focus at this space in between the eyebrows. Feeling as though you're gently, inwardly gazing, inwardly your eyes are looking up to this point in between the eyebrows, but not straining your focus in any way, just as you would gently gaze at a scene in nature or a flower or at some object. Just a nice, gentle gaze, inward gaze at this point in between the eyebrows. And as you breathe in and out, just feeling that breath energy gathering at this space in between the eyebrows. Just practicing in this way for the next few moments. As the breath comes in, feeling the attention move to the point in between the eyebrows. As the breath flows out, just allowing your attention and gaze, inward gaze, to be at the point in between the eyebrows. With your eyes closed, feeling as though your eyes are inwardly gazing upwards and looking up to this point in between the eyebrows. You may feel some tingling or expansion, contraction at this point in between the eyebrows. Just focusing gently without creating too much tension. If you feel a sense of tension, just coming back to the breath and then slowly moving back to the third eye meditation. And the third eye being the inner eye. With the physical eyes, we see our outer experience and perceive objects in our outer environment, our physical environment. And with the third eye, the inner eye, we can perceive beyond the physical, perceive the energetic and subtler vibrations of existence. And the third eye we can perceive within oneself, within the body, within the mind, within our emotions. Opening the gate to our own inner wisdom, our own inner teacher, our own inner truth. Perceiving ourselves beyond the image we create of ourselves in the mind. And so just focusing your attention at the point in between the eyebrows, and slowly as your attention gathers at this place in between the eyebrows, feeling as though your attention is moving from this space in between the eyebrows into the center of the brain, direct from this point in between the eyebrows, feeling your attention moving backwards to the center of the brain, feeling as though you're looking inward from the point in between the eyebrows to the center of the brain, and from the center of the brain just perceiving, just being in a state of observation, of witnessing, allowing whatever experience to arise, but just from this space at the center of the brain, just being aware of whatever experience you're having, whether it's of the breath or some sensation in the body or some thought, emotion. Just allowing whatever experience now to come up, the breath, thoughts, emotions, sensations, sounds, but just being in a state of non-judgmental witnessing, observation, observing from the space at the center of the brain, observing any experience which arises in this moment, observing the movement of your attention itself, observing the attention moving to different thoughts and experiences, observing the attention engaging with different thoughts and experiences, observing the sense of identification, the sense of identity we create around different thoughts, different memories, different emotions, beliefs, how we create our own self image around these different thoughts, memories, beliefs, emotions, thoughts of the past, thoughts of the future, and observing from this space at the center of the brain, the third eye, as we observe in this way, we observe that thoughts naturally arise, stay for some time, and pass within our inner space, within our awareness. Our attention may engage, identify, and react to certain thoughts and experiences. Recognizing these thoughts, emotions, beliefs, the mind itself, only a movement of energy, a movement of vibration within our inner space, within our awareness. What you are essentially is beyond a thought. You're before you still exist, you still are present, aware, before, during, after a thought. The very core of you is unaffected by any thought or emotion. Only the sense of identity we hold within our mind of who we are, this self image we create of who we are, this sense of identity, only this is affected by thoughts, emotions, inner and outer experiences. The sense of identity itself, only a fragment of the mind or the psychological mind. But you can recognize in this moment, you can recognize you are aware, there's awareness of this sense of identity, this self image we hold of who we are. We are aware of this self image within ourselves as well. And this sense of awareness, presence, is unaffected by the fluctuations of the mind, emotions, is unaffected by our own self image. And this moves us into the last aspect of this guided meditation, the contemplation and resting into our natural state of being. So now if you wish to carry on with the breath or third eye meditation, you can do. If not, just allowing your attention to rest in this natural state of just being aware, natural state of just awareness in this moment. Your attention may move to the breath, your attention may move to thoughts, emotions. Wherever your attention is in this moment, whatever object you may be placing your attention on, recognizing that you're simply aware in this moment. There's a sense of awareness, of presence, of simply being, existing here and now. Whether there's a thought or no thought, you're simply present, existing here and now. And allowing your attention to turn 180 degrees to the sense of just being aware here and now, just being present here and now, just existing here and now. Normally, our attention is continually grasping onto objects of our perception. Our attention is continually grasping onto different thoughts, memories of the past, the future, and creating our own self image around these different thoughts and emotions, inwardly and outwardly in the world. But instead, we allow our attention to turn 180 degrees and become aware of this sense of awareness or existing here now. The very core of this awareness, of this presence, this space of being, is like space, is like the sky. Clouds can come and go in the sky. Some clouds are light and transparent. Some clouds are dark and heavy. Same like some thoughts. Some thoughts can be very light. Some thoughts can be very heavy. But that sky, that sense of awareness within oneself is unchanged by any thought, is unchanged by any emotion, any movement of the mind. A very space within oneself which is undisturbed, unchanging, ever present within oneself. For thought, before even the sense of I as an individual, separate from the rest of existence, before this thought of separateness, there's just this sense of being, this sense of simply existing here now, and just allowing your attention to rest in this natural space of being. And as you rest in this natural space of being, no longer thoughts are captivating your attention. Thoughts, emotions, the self image we have of ourselves, of the world, just a movement of energy, a movement of vibration within our unchanging being, within our unchanging inner space. Just like smoke, which dissipates into the space around you. These thoughts, emotions, also dissipating, dissolving into our inner being. The inner being is in awareness, ever present, beyond time, beyond space, and a natural feeling of peace, calmness, joy emanating from one's being. Not feeling separate from creation, not feeling no sense of separation. When you feel a sense of separation, again your attention is moving back into the separate sense of I, identity, and perceiving through this identity, perceiving different thoughts and emotions and creating its own sense of separate reality. But as we move the attention into its source, back into this space of being, there's no sense of separateness beyond the sense of identity, a natural state of being, a natural space of meditation which is ever present within oneself. this space of peace within oneself, presence, never lost, always here and now, the very core of oneself. Just a shift of your attention, a shift of perception within oneself. And so a few minutes of silence before we finish, a few minutes of silence, just resting into the space within oneself. Just observing any thoughts, experiences coming and going, appearing and disappearing within this space of being, and allowing your attention to absorb into the space of being, recognizing this space of being awareness within oneself, this unchanging space within oneself. A few minutes of silence before we finish. This fragrance of peace, joy, love within oneself, always present, always in the here and now. And now slowly bringing your attention back to the breath, observing the breath of the nostril area or abdomen area before we finish. Just coming back to the breath, grounding your attention back to the breath, watching the breath coming in and out. And then just expanding your attention to the body, to the physical body, just aware of any sensation in the body. Just scanning your attention from the top of the head down to the toes and from the toes back up to the head. Just observing the physical body and any sensations in the body, bringing your attention back into the physical body, awareness of the physical body, and releasing any excess energy down through the legs, down the feet, down into the earth, grounding your energies back into this physical reality. And becoming aware of the external senses, aware of the sense of touch on the skin with your clothing, with the seat you may be sitting on, the sense of temperature on the skin, aware of any taste in the mouth or any smell you may perceive, aware of sounds inside, outside the room. And then in your own time, opening your eyes in your own time. gently moving the body, gently stretching if you wish, and taking your time to come back into your normal state of consciousness. So now I'll be just take your own time finishing the session. I'll be unmuting the group if you wish to speak or wish to ask any questions or share anything. Um, then you can unmute yourself and you can speak or you can leave a question in the chat. If you need to go, you can go. Yeah, so I'll be uploading this just the guided meditation section. No videos will be shared of any participant. I'll be sharing on YouTube and Facebook so you can, come back to this recording or do this meditation again if you wish to. Also, there's the previous Zoom sessions, the recordings are on the Facebook channel and YouTube channel. Yeah, so this event is free. If anybody wishes to make a donation, no obligation, but you can do via the link in the meetup event page, or you can contact me, about that. Um, Other than that, we'll be here next Sunday again at 2 p.m. Also, I'll be doing a group event in Leicester from now every Thursday at 6:30 in the Tesco Beaumont Leys Leicester community space. It'll start from the 22nd of September and it'll be every Thursday. I'll put the details on Meetup as well. Okay. So I'll be unmuting the mic if anybody wishes